Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to review um, this book, The Dramatic Decade by Indu Bhan. This book is about many modern cases in the Indian legal history that happened within the time frame of a decade, and they also left an indelible mark on the polity of India in the sense that they created a lot of change in how India functioned. Now, this book is in some ways um, like this book that I reviewed, and it is one of the most seen videos on YouTube of mine, 10 Judgments That Changed India by Zia Modi. In this book, also, there are many judgments that are explained, and their backgrounds are given. And this book is just like this book. And now, the author of this book is Miss Indu Bhan. She is an assistant editor with the Financial Express, and she has been covering um, legal issues for the Financial Express for a long time now. She has written another book which I am reading right now. It's called Legal Eagles. It's about the stories of many top-notch lawyers, senior counsels, very sought-after lawyers in the Supreme Court of India. And now let's talk about this book. This book is about India's most famous and controversial cases from the past decade. Now, this book was written in 2017, so many cases in this book, not so many, but I think 2 to 3 cases that are given in this book, that are explained in this book, are now a little outdated because final verdicts in the cases have come. For example, the verdict on the Babri Masjid case, and also the book talks about Section 377, which was read down by the Supreme Court in 2018. But because the book was published in 2017, so that part is now outdated. Now let's talk about. There are 12 chapters in the book, so basically it talks about 12 cases. The first is about the parliament attack that happened on the Indian Parliament in 2001, and then the second chapter is about the Nirbhaya case, the case that shook the conscience of the nation. And the third chapter is the 26/11 Mumbai attacks. The fourth is about the Babri Masjid demolition case, and the fifth is about this landmark judgment of the Supreme Court of India, which gave every Indian voter a right to choose none of the above while they are voting. That is the right to not choose. The sixth is about the Upahar tragedy case. Now, this Upahar tragedy case is a very controversial case because the Supreme Court delivered the verdict in almost in favor of the Upahar of the brothers who owned this cinema where this tragic fire had happened. There is another book that is written on this, and I have read this book also. It's called Trial by Fire, and the name of the chapter in the book is also called Trial by Fire. So this one you can read about in this book. The seventh is Defending Freedom of Speech, the Right to Offend. Now, this chapter is basically about the Shreya Singhal judgment, which was delivered by Justice Chelameshwar and Justice Nariman, and very nicely written judgment. Now, that judgment also might become outdated because in that the judgment had upheld in some ways sedition, but now there is this new conversation and debate going on in the country whether sedition has to be retained or not. So let's see what happens. And then there is another case, Lily Thomas versus Union of India, the coup to save democracy. And the ninth chapter is about 1993 Mumbai blast, the Black Friday. The 10th chapter is about the Nalsa judgment, which gave a new identity to the transgender persons in India. The 11th chapter is about the bar dancers case, a more immorality play. I like this chapter particularly because the author has tried to explain the whole issue very in a very detailed way and in a nice way, in a compassionate way. And 12th chapter is about LGBT rights, proud and gay, it's called. Now this chapter is outdated, but the author has got the sense that it is no longer going to that the Supreme Court is no longer going to retain the absolutely I would say there are very few blunder judgments that are written by the Supreme Court of India, and the 2013 judgment of that two-judge bench, which had Justice Singhvi and one another bench, was absolutely flawed. And I actually, when I read that judgment, I was like, you could have done better. You were the Supreme Court of India. And the disgust for the community was, the disgust, disdain, and contempt for the community could be easily seen in that judgment. And I'm very happy that the judgment has been junked as it should have been. What I was telling about the author was that the author has already, ghosted that this judgment will be junked sooner or later, and that's why when she wrote this book in 2017, she expressed hope, and she also said that she expressed hope that this judgment is going to go, but also that the fact that India is now becoming progressive and is not going to go back is quite visible, and that's the reason that the court cannot now go back to the Victorian morality. And that is the reason that in 2018 the judgment came, and it was a good judgment. And that is the reason that when in 2018 the judgment came, the author was proved right, and the bench obviously that delivered that judgment was also very progressive and liberal. I am quite sure that if some conservative judge or some moral judge was on that bench, the judgment would have had at least some dissent. Now moving to the end of this video, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe. And why you should read this book is because these are real life stories. These most of us read fiction, but these are real life stories. You don't just get to read the real life stories. You get to know a lot more about the issues that are prevailing in the country. You get a wider perspective, and you also get to know what exactly led to what happened in the country, right? So thank you very much for watching. I'll be back next Sunday with a new book review. Till then, take care, stay safe.